A new study by a libertarian think tank ranks the 50 states in order of personal freedoms. So how does yours stack up?
Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano is here to break them down. All right, are you going to start with the most free, or are you going to start with the ones that have the grip around?
Well, I think we have a chart showing the whole country, and the most free are in green: North Dakota, South Dakota, not far from where you're from, Gretchen, Tennessee and New Hampshire, and the least free are in yellow, no surprise, New York, New Jersey, my home state, Rhode Island, California, and Hawaii. Now, how do they gauge this? They gauge this by the laws that the states impose that regulate personal, private behavior. In the most free states, that behavior, the size of the container out of which you drink your soda pop, is unregulated by the government, and you are free to make choices. Look, there's good news and bad news here. The bad news is that there are states like New York City, where the government thinks it can regulate private behavior. The good news is, as Ronald Reagan used to say, you can still vote with your feet. Sure. If you think the taxes are too high in New Jersey, you can move to Pennsylvania. If you think the regulation is too much in Massachusetts, you can move to New Hampshire.
And one of the components of whether or not your state is free, one of them is taxes. And here in New York, it's terrible, and in California, it's even worse.
And where you and I live, the real estate taxes are notoriously the highest in the union. The income tax is the highest in the state income tax is the highest in the union because we have the fewest deductions. I'm not critical of Governor Christie. These things were in place long before he came into office.
But Judge, if everybody craves freedom, especially libertarians, why aren't people running to North Dakota? Why aren't they fleeing to South Dakota?
You have to ask Gretchen. I'm looking at Gretchen.
It's something called winter, Brian. W-I-N-T-E-R. I love you, North and South Dakota. I'll throw Minnesota in the mix as well.
Is it because we got so many people here?
The people who did this study are good friends of mine. They're at a think tank called the Mercatus Institute at George Mason University. They are serious academic scholars of freedom, and they do this every year. And every year, the states don't seem to change. So the only thing I can think of, Brian, is people's attitudes get acclimated to things. We live in New York, and we're accustomed to this heavy regulation. Sure. You live in South Dakota, and you're accustomed to freedom.
Do you work out of the North Dakota Bureau? Would you pledge right now?
Mr. Ailes, do we have a North Dakota Bureau?
Hello, Fargo. All right, Judge, thank you very much.
Oh, pleasure, guys. Have a nice day, everybody.
You as well. See you next time.